You just got your asses whipped by a bunch of nerds. Nerds!
Welcome back to Nerds Podcast, Season 4, Episode 4 of which is titled HURM, HURM. And this seemed very much like a filler episode. And this is a term we used last year covering Born Again Season 1 with the bank episode. I believe it was episode 5 in Daredevil Born Again Season 1. And they just a filler doesn't really stick to the story. Like, I'm really interested to hear about what's going to happen with Eve and Invincible. We saw that Omni-Man was going to he had told the betrayer, "I'm going to get my son." I'm interested in that part of it. Now, this was teased at the end of season 3. Damien Darkblood. This was teased, so I knew this was going to come eventually. I didn't know that it was going to be a full episode of him, dedicated to him. And they're literally in hell. They are in hell. Puba, I know you seem disappointed. The first time this Invincible has disappointed you, episode wise. But talk to me.
No, it's concerned would probably be the most thing, right? Because Invincible's been at 100% a phenomenal show. They've never, that I can recall, had a filler episode that didn't feel like it was part of the story. Like, this was strictly helping out Satan. And we know hell is real in this world and heaven is not. So he said there's no evidence of heaven. So, you know, and I'll talk about something later on this as we get into it. But yeah, it just didn't feel like it was a part of the storyline. Like, you know, we're getting that Eve's powers are disseminating. We're getting the pregnancy. We're getting the Viltrumites. We're getting that, you know, Rex and I forget her name, the Monster Girl, and are on this other side of a portal. And we just didn't discuss that at all. Like, we left with some really big plots, and then they kind of took us left, and no one's concerned about it. Like even Invincible's not concerned about it at all. So again, this felt like a filler. Introduction to Volcanica was amazing. I agree with you. Voice action was good. Satan was Bruce Campbell. It was kind of dope to see him when he did the yeah baby. Took me back to when he did that in Evil Dead. And, you know, we had a 3-minute scene of them falling, and that's all we get for the most part. In the sense, well, not all we get, but it was just okay. We're falling, and the good banter. Yeah, there was some good banter in there, but you know, it didn't drive the story over the last 3 episodes. It didn't drive it for me, especially after 3 bangers, in my opinion, of episodes.
I think they were focused on. They're just having this full conversation while they're falling. And like you said, the banter was decent, but I don't know. This is a filler scene and a filler episode. I don't know. But
I mean, it was labeled correctly. HURM.
he was concerned because he did go to see Art, the guy who he's the Edna Molds of Invincible. He makes the uniforms for the heroes. And
Art,
he went to him.
Art.
Yeah, Art. Yeah.
Yes. I think it's voiced by Mark Hamill too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Mark Hamill voices Art, which again, give me Mark Hamill any day of the week as a voice actor.
He is. He went there to, you know, he's a little concerned the fact that he killed the astronaut who was possessed by the Sequid, and he was about to kill the dinosaur. Am I correct that he kind of converted? Kind of like the Hulk, he went back to his human form. He was about to kill him too. He thought he was going to do that. So he went to him.
The gangster, what's his name? That turns into Rock.
Titan. Titan. Oh yeah. Oliver had to stop him. Yeah. Oliver had to stop him. So yeah, he's a little concerned about how he's carrying himself, but that was kind of like the beginning of the episode, and then we get into this where he's summoned by Damien Darkblood to help him. And it took place, the setting for, I would say 85-90% of the episode was in hell, and there was they were going at it down there. Volcanica, she's, think of Ghost Rider's sister. That's what I saw. When I saw her, I said, okay, she's dope though. She's really dope. She was fighting them by herself. I mean, she had some some minions or whatever, so she was pulling out of the lava, but she could have taken them all by herself, it seemed. But again, Damien Darkblood's sister is there. She's you could see some of their relationship, but it was an average episode to me. I would have preferred that they focused more on the main story, which was like we discussed, Eve's got something going on, serious business right now, because she seems stressed about it from jump once she saw the positive result. Look, Mark's mother and her boyfriend, he wants to move in, he wants to sell the house. Like, that's a big move too. We also see at the end they don't really defeat Volcanica. I don't know if she kind of just said, you know what, live to fight another day type of deal.
Yeah.
It's an average episode to me. But what else did you see? Was Cecil even in this?
No, he's not. But he's definitely with Damien Darkblood back on Earth. I know Cecil, who sent him back to hell, is gonna have some hell to pay at that point in time. But listen, there's some storylines, right? So we have what you talked about, Mark killing someone who was innocent, but just kind of the Sequids had taken him over. So he's battling with himself, right? And I know that Kirkman said that there's different suits for Invincible throughout the comic books, and the blue and black suit represents Mark's darkest time, very similar to how when Spidey gets the symbiote suit. So our superheroes, Marvel and Image, they do get different suits. I laughed when Damien Darkblood was going for Omni-Man and he got Mark. Like, he looked so disappointed because remember, he had collected that blood sample and dropped it in, but he was super disappointed that it was Mark. And there's this mummy, Kahor, I think his name is. He was super sexist, bro. Like, he did not want to possess a woman. I did find that particularly funny as well. The struggle between Satan and Volcanica. And they were talking about ages, about battles and things of that nature, that Earth has always been having these ages. And I'm thinking now that we're having this conversation is, I'm not sure if they mentioned that, I have to watch it again, but like a seventh age, and that could be when the Viltrumites are coming. And that could be the purpose of this particular story, how Satan and hell sees the Earth. But, I still find it crazy that they said there's no evidence of heaven. And that, we have to think about it. Maybe our heaven is this Earth, in this particular for Invincible, that their heaven is Earth and they have to make the most of it, right? So it's really up to them to try to figure all this out. But bro, I was laughing when Mark kept on punching Volcanica and she just kept on dying. And he just kept on punching her, one punch, and it's knocking her head off.
Knocking her head off, yeah.
Yo, I'm laughing. Absolutely love that part. And of course, we get back into art at the end, and we're getting an Invincible who seems stress-free, and he's flying around, and he seems pretty happy. Which again, it's just good to see Mark like that. But again, he still doesn't know what Eve has to tell him, and then we get this ending. So we really have to see. And then again, I was more confused at the end with Satan kind of communicating with Darkblood at the post scene. So again, just a lot of things that left more questions than answers out of this episode, which I guess is what you want, but it just sucks because what does that mean? We only have 3 episodes left.
No, I think 4 episodes left. But
okay.
So at the end, it seemed like Eve was about to tell him, and then
she was about to drop that dime.
Yeah. And of course, Omni-Man shows up with Alan, and that's fade to black. That's the end. We gotta wait till next Wednesday to see this. But yeah, it was. I would say it was. It wasn't. It was an okay episode. Nothing to be like, wow, that was really good. They started it off with 3, and you mentioned that Daredevil is gonna have 2 episodes next week, but you get 3 at the beginning, and they were really good. And it's like, damn, it's only 1 this week, But then the season is done if they do it too many times. Ironheart, they did that. They had 3 and 3, and it was over. It was over in 2 weeks. So.
Thank God.
Yeah, that was tough. But listen, this is Invincible. We really do like the series. It is a good series. There's good writing here. What you pointed out last week was awesome with the Reanimen, them using the dead Invincibles from the other from the multiverse.
From what's it called, the Invincible War.
Yeah, that to me is amazing. Want to see more of that,
Yeah.
This, I didn't think a whole episode needed to be done for this.
Yeah.
I guess to introduce us to this part of Damien Darkblood, but that's what they did. So we'll see what happens next week. Invincible's being released on Wednesdays. So listen, want to thank everybody we just came back from MegaCon. Thank everybody who supported, who subscribed. If you haven't, please do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It helps out the algorithm, gets our channel pushed out. For Pooba, for myself.
The worst episode ever.